Welcome to the Strategy Investment Podcast with Brett Warner. Brett is a successful entrepreneur and investor, and he and his team have sold over $1 billion of real estate. That's exactly what this show is about: real estate, investing, and family finance. And hey, my name is Jason. I'm the co-host of the show. I'm here asking questions and learning as much as possible along with you. And today we are doing what is called a real estate reel. So we're doing these things. There's going to be about 5 minutes of something that is helpful for you in the area of real estate. Okay, today it is this: how do you prepare for an appraisal? Brett, you gave me some really good advice along the way. When you think about an appraisal, what are some of the quick hitters going like, make sure you do these things?
When I looked at an appraisal, well, when I'm looking at an appraisal, I'm like, hey, it's essentially when I'm taking a listing, I'm doing the same thing, or whether I'm going to sell a property. But where do I put the dollars in to get the most dollars out?
Right.
And so when I go to the appraiser, when I go to the appraiser, I'll be pointing out those things that have the higher dollars, the kitchens and things, and not necessarily the faucet, but maybe the space in the kitchen and it's a north facing or south facing, excuse me. And then maybe if the deck is extra big and it has, benches that were put on that were, quite a bit more because they're built into the frames, you might want to let the appraiser know.
So some of those differentiators, whether it's in the kitchen or the bathroom or the deck, some of those little differentiators that you might know that they might not immediately go to, is what you're saying.
Cloudy day in Washington, the view.
The view, exactly. This was an interesting one. You said that to me at one point too. Hey, don't forget, if it's cloudy, make sure. And you have even told me at one point, take a picture of the view.
Yes.
Because if it's a cloudy, rainy day, which we're in Washington, Seattle area here, Kitsap County, it's probably going to be rainy or cloudy, at least some of the year. So that's one. What about the appraiser themselves as far as what you know about them, what you know about appraisers in general? What do you suggest?
Well, the appraisers, you don't get to choose today. It kind of comes through a lottery system. And so essentially, unless you're ordering the appraisal and no bank's involved. So with that, I generally just point out things. First of all, you don't tell the appraiser who you're paying, bank's paying, your opinion. They're coming out there for their own opinion. So what I would suggest is you try to figure out when they're going to be there. Make sure you want to be there to let them in. Make sure you're there a half an hour early because they always show up about 15 minutes early. And then you basically walk them through your house. You point out the positives, the negatives, the curved ceilings. You point out the water heater, quick flow, this or that. And what you're really doing is you're highlighting the property. If there's things that you want to prep for appraisal, and that's different. That's like cleaning the moss off the roof, making sure the gutters are wiped down with a pressure washer, making sure that the cobwebs and the lamps are brushed off. I mean, I go to houses and it's like you didn't even clean out the bowl in the dome on the light, and I see bugs in there. Now most people take care of that, but really in an appraisal, it's like there's kind of questions: am I telling the appraiser something, or am I getting it ready for an appraisal? So there's two different processes in that. One is getting it ready, and that's like painting certain things, bringing in bark. There's many things that you can get $1 and a quarter.
Bark, like landscaping bark, right outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So very rarely do you get all your money back, but there are a few things you can probably get $1 and a quarter, $1.50. Very rarely $1.50, but $1 and a quarter, like some bark and some yard work, and especially if the yard's not too bad, you put $200 in, you might get $3,000. And then you turn around and you can go in and paint the door frame, make sure the pressure wash the walkways, and for all real cheap money, good money. But once you start changing kitchens and stuff, that's kind of like appraisal, but the broker's job is also say, do you want to do this to only get 25 cents back? Right. That means you're going to lose for every project you do, you're going to lose 75 cents.
Right. And the last thing was
don't you feel good? You're sending a nice polished house, right?
The other thing that I would definitely want to bring to light in these couple minutes that we have is you had told me make sure the tenants are out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have that. I mean, it's less a rental. But yeah, right. You best let
if it's a rental.
Our job as a broker or anybody is to get as much as access as possible, and so you don't want to bind that up. You want them out. If they're out, that it allows people to come and see more easily. And then my job as a broker is to get exposure and to write a contract. Everything else, driving you around in my BMW that I don't have, that's not part of my job. My job is to basically know contracts.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brett, so much. This has been Real Estate Reels. If you want to catch some more information, you can always go to our website, which is strategyinvestment.net. See you next time.